People decided to entrust us with the keys to leadership. They entrusted us to lead them through good times and hard times. Little did they expect us to create the hard times for them. But when we went to Washington and got that Potomac fever by drinking from that water of influence and power, when we actually had folks who would drive up in cars and let us get in, and we ride in the back seats, and they'd open doors at the fanciest restaurants and welcome, Senator, welcome, Congressman. We lost our minds. We forgot why we were sent there. But the people never did. You never did. You grew disappointed in that leadership as well. Your faith in this party was shaken because you saw people who were sent to Washington to do a job on us. Well, I'm here to tell you, those days are over. We are going to be about the business of building, about the business of growing, about the business of the people of this country. I will not, as the chairman of this party, he will not, as the chairman of this state party, allow the Democrats, President Obama, or anyone who is a part of that process of redistributing of our wealth, nationalizing our health care and our economy, to get away with it. We will stand in that doorway and prevent it from happening. Now, let me tell you how we get from here to there. Right, you ready? Okay, here we go. There was a Democrat and a Republican walking down the street. And they came across an individual who was going through some tough times. And the Democrat looked at the Republican and said, what you going to do about that? And the Republican said, well, I'll just go over and talk to the man and see how I can help. Walked over, talked to the gentleman, realized he just lost his job and he needed an opportunity. So he told the gentleman, said, look, I tell you what, here's my business card. All you've got to do on Monday morning, just stop by my office and we'll see if we've got something for you to do. It's not much, but it's something. Maintain your dignity, your self-respect. See what we can do. Here's $20. Get yourself something to eat. I'll see you Monday. Now, the Democrat was impressed by that. So they go a little bit further and they find another gentleman who's down on his luck. And the Republican looked at the Democrat and said, now what you going to do about that? And the Democrat said, oh, I got this. So he walks over to the man, talks to him a little bit. Then he turns around and says, well, look, here's the card to the local welfare office. Reached into the Republican's pocket, took out $50 and gave it to the man. Now, that's a story that's a reflection of what is happening in this country right now, where our government is incentivizing its citizens to become dependent on government. We're the only thing that stands between them and that happening. That's why what you do when you leave here tonight is so important. That's why your being here tonight is so important. I don't want you to lose sight of that. I don't want you to get lost in all the noise of Washington, all the noise of the national media that want to play up things to avoid dealing with reality. Anyone can pick a fight between Rush Limbaugh and Michael Steele when no fight exists to distract you. Anyone can pick a fight between Sean Hannity and the president when there is no fight to distract you. Don't be fooled by the hype. Stay focused, stay principled, stay in leadership. My responsibility as your national chairman is to do something very simple: win elections. And in order for me to do that, that means I'm putting this party in 24/7, 365 campaign mode. Every day. Every day, we work towards winning one more seat, one more opportunity, one more voter. I need you registering voters. I need you talking to voters. I need you building coalitions with voters. I need you to reach out and touch a friend, touch a neighbor, touch somebody, and share the story of this great party. The chairman gave you a wonderful history and laid it out very clearly. We have game, folks. We've been in the game a long time. We know what the responsibilities of leadership are. We know what our responsibilities are to the people. Now it's time to go out and prove it again. So I'm asking not a lot, but what I'm asking is very important. And I'll leave you with this. This country was built on certain values, certain principles that I think touch every man, woman, and child in America. This country was built as an idea that's still evolving, still maturing, but always relevant. People watch us, people learn from us. We have much to share. But it is those values, those things that bind us as a nation, that we appreciate more than anything else. That as Republicans, we look at the individual and say, wow. Democrats look at government and say, oh boy. It is those values that make a difference. Those values that speak to the strength of this nation by recognizing you cannot bring about prosperity by discouraging thrift. You cannot strengthen the weak by weakening the strong. You cannot help the wage earner by pulling down the wage payer. Note to President Obama. You cannot further the brotherhood of man by encouraging class hatred. You cannot establish security by borrowing money. Talk to China. You cannot help the poor by destroying the rich. You cannot build character and courage by taking away one's initiative and incentive. And you cannot help the good men and women of this nation permanently by doing for them what they should do for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, when you leave here tonight, I want you to know that our values are right, our principles are true, our motives are pure, our people are ready. We are and will always be the proud party of Lincoln. God bless.